of the Land, Water, Forest Resources Committee to order. Clerk to call the roll.
Bruce Paulson.
Here.
Ron Buckholz.
Present.
Jesse Betcher.
Here.
Mark Pelway. Mark Helwig.
No, how about Brian?
Brian Bizinet.
Here.
Okay, let the record show we have a quorum.
Notice has been set.
Very good, thank you. Pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Public comments at this time. We'll entertain any comments on anything general that's not on the agenda. Mike, are there any members of the public that raise their hand?
No hands up.
Okay, good. Minutes from the previous meeting, the minutes from the January meeting, I entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion to approve.
Is there a second? Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the January meeting minutes. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carried. Is Jessica on for the?
Yes.
Okay. Jessica, can you hear us? Do you want to talk about the event?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, so we basically just have all of the Birkebeiner events. They're all listed here. And we do have the insurance for all of those as well.
Okay, good. I guess I'd entertain a motion to approve the events, agenda items 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11.
I'll make that motion to approve them.
Okay, the motion's been made. Is there a second?
I'll second. This is Brian.
Any more discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, you want that opposition noted? Okay, all right. Motion's been made, seconded, and passed. And I was told by the Sawyer County Treasurer that she's still working on the items 12 through 15, 16, and 18. And so I can entertain a motion to postpone those until the March meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to postpone agenda item number 8 until the March meeting. Okay,
Bruce,
yeah.
I thought you told us you wanted that.
No, she told me that she's still working on it.
Okay.
Okay, she needs to do some more follow-up.
Okay, all right.
Okay. All right, land records. You're up, sir.
Don't have a whole lot to report. Tax listing, got new services doing well. We're caught up to, I think the court said January 8th. So we're right within a week. That's doing fine.
Good.
Yeah, people have been working on various projects. I think, Kimberly just made a new zoning map that we put online. It's not out there yet, but that's in the works. Survey crews then took advantage of the good conditions up in Dulles. We're working on around Sand Lake, Grindstone, Missouri, on some of the big lakes where we get out of ice and do things. That's about it.
Okay. Yeah, from time to time, we have the GIS people come in and give us a demonstration on what new things they put out there on the website. Wouldn't it be a time to do it, maybe March meeting?
Yeah, we can put something together, just, you know, and, yeah, because we've got the new air floaters that we want. Those aren't out there yet. I'll see, it'd be nice if we could get those online. I'll see if they can get that done by March.
Okay, yeah, if that doesn't happen, maybe April.
Yeah, so it'd be nice to get, so we can show what's going in the works instead of staying with that.
Okay, all right, well, how does the committee feel about a show and tell from the GIS folks? Okay,
Yes.
all right, maybe we can put that on the March agenda then. Forestry, is Greg on?
Yes.
Okay. Greg, you're up.
Okay, we have chapter 1000 for the 15-year plan. This is our appendix that gives all of our background information for the bulk of the rest of the plan. We have remaining chapter 2000 and then just the revisions from public comments and committee input to wrap things up next month. So I would like to have chapter 1000 released for public comment for the next 30 days.
Okay, so you need a motion to release chapter 1000 to the public for comment, is that correct?
Yep.
I'll make that motion to release chapter 1000 to the public.
Okay, is there a second to that motion? Okay, motion been made and seconded to release. Chapter 1000. Okay. All right, all in favor of the motion, unless there's more discussion? All in favor of the motion? Aye.
Aye.
No? Okay, on item 10B, I would entertain a motion to postpone this ordinance consideration until the March meeting.
Yeah, just some quick background on that. That is our basic ordinance that we had with the last two plans that I just did an initial update to reflect the committee structure and a couple of the financials. So it's nothing that has to be done this month. I just wanted to get it out there. We can make whatever tweaks we need and be ready for next month with it.
You saw my comments, Greg, on that.
Yep, yep.
I'm sorry. Okay, motion's been made to postpone the 10B item until March. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carried. Greg, you want to talk to us about the, okay, you're waiting for the corrections, is that correct?
Yeah, these will all come next month. We'll have all the revisions from public comments and committee input. And we should have a completed plan after this committee approves the revisions and everything. And that's where we sit right now.
And what about the outdoor rec plan? Is that going to be part of it?
Yeah, that'll be, our draft for that will be next month as well.
Okay. And your intent then is for the committee to approve everything at March and send it on to the county board?
For the 15-year plan, we have to go to the DNR first for their review, and then we'll come back to the county board with it.
Okay, what about the rec plan?
The rec plan will just have a 30-day public comment after the committee approves it, and then we can send that on to the board as well.
So in March, you're going to ask us to authorize release to the public?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. You want to handle the fire warden?
I think we have DNR on here today if they want to take a crack at this one. I see David Torres is on.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Yeah. So we have our, I'm assuming this is a yearly a list of emergency fire wardens. Signed by area leader Matt Blaylock and is looking for approval from the county board chairperson.
We would need a motion to approve the people listed as emergency fire wardens and then pass it on to the county board for approval. Is that right?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the list of emergency fire wardens and send it on to the county board. Any more discussion?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would like to find out why there's nothing on here, like in the winter area in southern Sawyer County for fire wardens.
Did you hear the DNI representative? Did you hear the question?
Yeah. Who has the question?
I do, Ron Buckle. I'm wondering why, I'm looking at this, that there's no fire wardens down in the southern Sawyer County area, winter area.
Okay, I don't have an answer for you on that, but I will pass along to Roy Zubrod for him to address that.
Withdraw the motions and wait until we get an answer?
No, I mean, I'm fine. It's fine. I was just wondering why they're not on here. That, you know, that's,
Okay.
I guess,
All right.
you know, if we wanna-
Okay, so we could get an answer at the March meeting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, so we have a motion made and seconded. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried to send this list on to the county board for approval. Okay, how about the motorized trail report?
Don Morotek with the Sawyer County Snowmobile ATV Alliance. We've had a fantastic season this year for snowmobiling now. Got off to a little bit of a late start, but with all the snow we've had now and cold weather, it's been great. One of the big things that's helped us a lot too is Michigan businesses are allowed to have people come inside there. So a lot of people that would go up to Michigan have been coming here instead. And as you can see with our temperatures outside, you know, who wants to go up there and sit outside and eat pizza or hamburger, you know, they're gonna come here instead. The big thing is we wanna have them have a good time here. Because if they have a good time here, there's a great chance that they're gonna come back here instead of going back to Michigan again in the future. So for the businesses and everything else and the motorized recreation, things have been going great. You know, a great ATV season, we got a great snowmobile season. I just attended the Governor's Snowmobile Council by Zoom. One of the things that we're talking about there is for both ATVs and snowmobiles, we're seeing a 20 to 30% increase in new riders here this year because of the COVID. Got a lot more new people going out there. Because of that, there's a few glitches in there, you know. It's an educational process. A lot of these people that are buying machines don't understand them completely, and you got to educate them on the rules, laws, and some of that stuff. But otherwise, it's been great. It's been a great season.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Melton? Okay, good. Well, thank you, sir.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah. Keep the snow coming. Greg, you want to handle the January forest report?
Yeah, for January, we had 16 sales listed as active. We're still moving pretty good. We're moving a lot of wood. We're even moving some hardwood to some of the different mills that taking the place of Verso right now. Things are probably going to be slowing down a little bit. LP, which is our Aspen market, is starting to slow down. They're getting pretty full with everybody switching to Aspen. We kind of figured this was happening, so things might be slowing down a little earlier than they normally would for the winter time. But currently, we still have a pretty fair level of activity. Sale value on file right now is just a little over 3.5 million. Sale revenue for the month, we had just under 100,000 that was billed back to 2020. So our year to date for 2020 was just over 2.3 million. For the rest of the month going into 2021, we had 289,000 in revenue. So things are starting out pretty good, but like I said, we'll keep our fingers crossed here and see if these markets hold out. So I think a lot of our impacts that we were worried about from 2020 are likely going to be dealt with this year. So we'll see how it goes. Sale revenue build out right now is just a little over 100,000. Sale inspections are on track for a level of activity, as is our recon updates. Other than that, I really don't have anything new to report.
Any questions for the county forester on his report? Brian, do you have any questions?
No, it looks pretty good to me.
Okay. DNR reports, do you have a report there, Mr. DNR?
Yes, we have a report. You do not have the document, I see. Okay, I'll read it off. Roy's got a couple of things here. Start off with wildlife management. He's mentioning the gray wolf. In January, the Natural Resources Board voted 4-3 not to have a wolf hunt take effective immediately. The season was debated, but decision making came down to inadequate time to prepare for the season accurately for reasons of harvest quotas, license applications, license dispersal, and season framework structure. A wolf advisory committee needs to be recreated, which makes this recommendations for the management of the species. The committee will be composed of internal and external partners. A regular season for wolf hunting and trapping is scheduled to begin on November 6, 2021. For further information, you can contact Randy Johnson, the large carnivore specialist at randyjohnsonwisconsin.gov. White-tailed deer. The CDAC recently completed discussions on 3-year population objectives, which resulted in maintaining the current population. Deer management unit boundaries will remain unchanged, and meetings will occur in April and May to decide the antlerless harvest quotas. And that's what he has for wildlife. He's got a tidbit on the Tuscobia State Trail. The North Central Forest Planning Process. This is an upcoming regional planning process that will likely include the Tuscobia Trail, along with the Chippewa Flowage and other DNR properties in the area. A timeline has not been established, but environmental analysis will likely begin soon. You can visit a DNR website for more information. Statewide capital development backlog on state parks and trails. DNR is assessing maintenance and development needs for state parks, forests, and trails. Dan Yankoviak here in Hayward sent in a list of proposed projects to include the Tuscobia Trail. Looks like funding is being pursued to hire APHIS for nuisance beaver control on the entire length of the Tuscobia and Barron, Washburn, Sawyer, and Price counties. The amount being sought is $11,000. And finally, the forestry report. DNR completed 445 acres of timber sale reconnaissance in northern hardwood and inspected 7 timber sales on the Sawyer County Forest, and that's all I have.
Any questions to the DNR report?
Yeah, I've got a question. I know you said Randy Johnson would probably be able to answer, but just wondering if you have any idea on the gray wolf on, I know you don't have the quotas, but do you know if it's going to be operated on a lottery system or in preference points for the harvest?
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that question.
If you want him to get an answer.
No, I'll contact Randy Johnson.
Okay. Okay, any more questions on the DNR report? Okay, then we're moving on to zoning and conservation. So Jay and Tim, are you guys there?
Yes, we are.
You want to just walk us through the agenda item?
Yeah, the first one here is the 2020 annual work plan. I'm going to probably turn most of this over to Tim, but again, this is our work plan that we had prepared for the 2020 season, and just kind of an update as to what was completed per that 2020 work plan calendar year, and then what was accomplished, as well as moving forward to looking at the 2021 plan. So I'll pass over to Tim.
So as you can see, we didn't necessarily hit all of our performance measures that we had set out for ourselves for 2020. A lot of that came down to 2020 became a year where we weren't really able to go out and make contact with people. So it was more of a sit back and take care of all the backlog of stuff in the office and not really go out and make a lot of contacts and visits with people out in the public. We're hoping for 2021 that all changes and we can start actually meeting with people and doing stuff like that again. Do you want to go over this section by section, or how would you like to proceed on this?
It's up to the committee. Do you want to go through 2020, 2021 plan? Okay.
Yeah, this is just for information and discussion. None of these, need any type of approvals. This is the information that we end up giving to DAGCAP for their review. But if there are any questions, we can certainly field those at this point.
Okay, and there's nothing, I guess, critical for items A through D.
As far as approvals or action needed by the committee, no. Again, these are all information and discussion topics here.
Do they reflect any change in policy?
In not a true policy change, starting in 2021 and especially in 2022 and going in the future, we would like to put a little bit more emphasis on working with forestry landowners and helping them with some of their practices that fall under our cost share system, such as stream crossings and openings for landings and stuff like that. We can offer some technical assistance as well as cost sharing for some of those practices, and we feel that that's an area of the county that we should be spending a little bit more time and effort helping.
So, any gentlemen, we have any questions on items, 11A through D? Okay. All right, then we're on to item E.
Yeah, looking specifically at C, I just wanted to highlight section C, if you could move me back up to there. This is kind of the cost share programs that we've done over the last half a decade here, the last 5 years, and really kind of just looking at some of those bottom numbers there. This is the amount of money that we've been able to put back into citizens of Sawyer County for certain practices for these cost share projects. So again, this is a helpful service that we're able to help with shoreline restoration projects, with livestock fencing, with watering facilities. So there is money that's given back to the citizens of the community.
Very good.
Yeah, and then we can move down to E, which is then, in fact, the 5-year plan that does need an action item and review. And I'm going to share a screen here for a short PowerPoint presentation.
So this is the 5-year review PowerPoint presentation that we will be giving to the Wisconsin Land and Water Board in April. We're going to give it to the board here now, just for your information, and also you can give us feedback as to whether you want to see changes in it or think it needs more work. This is kind of our practice run prior to giving it to the Land and Water Board. So I'm Tim Seidel. I've been with the department for 19 years. And then we got Jake Haslowski. He's our zoning and conservation administrator. He's been with the department for 12 years, the last 2 as the administrator. And our representative from the committee is Bruce Paulson. He's been on the Land, Water, and Forest Resource Committee for 11 years, and the last 5 of those have been as chair. The population of Sawyer County is 16,581. However, that doesn't reflect the amount of recreational activity and how much the population grows seasonally throughout the year. 50% of the homes in Sawyer County are considered seasonal or recreational use. So there's different times of the year when our population exceeds 16,000 by quite a bit. We're rich in water and forest resources, and a little bit of trivia knowledge. The county was once made up of Chippewa and Ashland counties. We're known for world record fish. Cal Johnson's world record muskie was caught on the Chippewa flowage. There's 496 lakes in Sawyer County and 850 miles of shoreline. So as I said, there's a lot of water resources. As you can see, Sawyer County actually has more area in water than some counties actually have county. Within the county boundary, there are 14 watersheds making up 3 basins, majority of which is the upper Chippewa, and there's also portions of the lower Chippewa and the St. Croix Basin. The map on the left shows the tremendous amount of surface water in the county. The map on the right shows how many of those waters are considered exceptional and outstanding resources. They're depicted in green and gold. As a Bears fan, that's really the only type of green and gold I really care to see. And this next slide here, this shows Sawyer County has 18 lakes that are on the impaired water list. 10 of those are though from naturally occurring high levels of mercury. 5 of them are for total phosphorus that have led to excessive algae blooms, and 3 of them have unknown pollutants but have led to excessive algae blooms. So those are the ones that we're most concerned of in trying to reduce those phosphorus amounts and reducing algae blooms in the area. 74% of the county is in forestry or wetland. 13% is made up of ag, 12% rural residential, 1% commercial. Of the 74% of forest land, 36% of that is public land. And this slide here just kind of shows the distribution of the various uses in the county and where all the forest land kind of lays, as well as our concentrations of ag land. Some of the ag projects that we've done in the last 5 years have been watering facilities. We've got 2 barnyard projects in the works. They haven't been installed yet, but the design process is currently going on. We've partnered with NRCS on a waterway project to help solve erosion issues through a farm field. We've done a fencing project that resulted in converting row crop fields over into some rotational grazing land, and that was all within 300 feet of the Chippewa flowage. Currently, we have 20% of our cropland in the county is enrolled in the nutrient management program for a total of 8,090 acres. We did apply for in 2020 and 2021 year a nutrient management farmer education grant, which we had received. We had partnered with UW Extension and the local farm bureau on that. However, due to COVID, it ended up having to be canceled because we couldn't get the trainers to come up, nor was it a good idea at the time to have everybody meet in a small room. We are hoping that would have added an additional 2,800 acres to our enrolled nutrient management land. We are hoping now when everything changes to get back into that again. We have, with the small number of producers that we have in the county and the good relationship we have with them, we really think we can increase the number of nutrient management acres to include most of our productive cropland. With the 850 miles of shoreline we have, a big part of what we do is shoreline protection, shoreline restoration type jobs. This is just kind of a sample of a number of them that we've done through the last 5 years. Whenever we do a shoreline restoration erosion control project, we try to incorporate some type of buffer restoration as well as a buffer protection with that. If we're gonna repair the shoreline, we want to get the most bang for our buck and also establish some buffers at the same time. Currently, we have a backlog of shoreline projects. It's about a 3-year wait with the amount of cost share funding we receive each year. We have applied for more, but as of this far, we've still gotten the base amount that we've got through the last few years. But hopefully there'll be an increase in that and we can get caught up on our backlog. With the increased intensity in storms that we've seen lately and the large rainfall amounts, we have been starting to see more stream bank erosion and getting more of a call for stream bank erosion type projects. Here's a couple that we've done in the past. We've also partnered with NRCS to do a wetland enhancement project. These are some pictures from the construction of it. I don't have any of the finished product, but it did turn out to be some nice scrapes and ponds for various wetland species. So in the last 5 years, the cost share projects that we've done, we did 40 projects. 11 of them were ag related, 29 of them were shoreline related, resulting in 3,366 feet of shoreline protected and just under $200,000 worth of cost share funding brought into the landowners of Sawyer County. Some of our education and outreach that we've done through the years, we've installed 3 native plant demonstration sites at area parks. These have been useful for whenever a landowner comes in and wants to know what a shoreline restoration project or a pollinator habitat with native plants might look like. We've been able to send them to these locations and they can get a feel for what they may have on their properties. We've used community involvement in establishing those sites with school groups, the Hayward Garden Club, and several other conservation groups. And we also continue to do shoreline restoration and outreach with landowners so that they know what's best to do on their properties. The tree sale is an annual sale of 3,000 to 4,000 trees and shrubs. It's been offered as a service to landowners for the last 23 plus years. And it's been a great way to make contact with landowners who are looking at doing various projects on their property and being able to sit and give them technical advice as well as leading to other projects. AIS, we've done the beetle collection for 20 plus years for purple loosestrife. We've made numerous presentations to lakeshore, our lake associations and other groups, numerous clean boats and clean water trainings every year, as well as multiple plant surveys and treatments as necessary. The department handles the non-metallic mining for the county. There are 63 gravel pits that we currently permit and inspect. And then we also facilitate the wildlife damage program. We've partnered with APHIS to handle that. In 2020 alone, 180 bears were trapped and relocated, which made up 33% of the bears trapped and relocated for the wildlife damage program. In the last 5 years, 25% of the bears that have been trapped and relocated through the wildlife damage program have been from Sawyer County. So that's a summary of what we've done for the last 5 years. If anybody has any questions, feel free to let us know.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Tim, this is Jesse Petro. I have one question and then one maybe recommendation for your slideshow. Good slideshow, by the way. My question is on the so there's 8 lakes that have naturally occurring mercury, and then is there what can be done about that? Is there anything we can do to fix that problem at all?
You're gonna have to, where am I? Okay. It's naturally occurring in the soil deposits of the area. A lot of the soil and rock formations around here are naturally high in mercury. So at this time, I don't know of anything that can actually be done to correct that issue. It's just kind of a lay of the land type thing.
Okay, and then one on your slideshow on the shore restoration slide, you had a really good before picture and a during picture, but I didn't see the after picture. I was looking forward to seeing what the end result would be, so I don't know if you can add that in for your next presentation. But good slide change.
Thank you.
Any more questions or comments for the zoning folks? Jay, we need approval to make this presentation to the state agency.
Yeah, and if Mike wants to grab back the screen share there, and I think we'd be on agenda item number E there. Yep, the 5-year review. So within this 5-year review, which is ultimately the item that needs approval from this committee, it includes the presentation of the slideshow. So basically, this is the document with the PowerPoint that we then give the presentation to the Land Water Conservation Board. That is what I would ultimately need approval from this committee to do so.
And so what you're asking for is approval to make this presentation along with the 5-year documentation to the state agency?
That's correct.
I'll make that, Mr. Chair.
Okay, the motion's been made to approve the 5-year review plan. Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the 5-year review plan. Any discussion? Tim, I've got a couple of questions on the 5-year plan. What has changed? Any policy changes from the last plan?
So the only policy change we've made is we've moved our focus on forestry from, I think we had it as like the 4th thing of our priority list, and we moved it to the number 2 priority list. Just because I've talked with some private individuals who deal with forest management and stuff, and they said there's a pretty large need for some technical assistance and cost sharing in some of those fields, and with 74% of the county being in forest, I feel that we should be a little bit more time into the forestry end of it, as well as our and shoreline management stuff.
Is there anything the committee can do to help you with your management issues and accomplish your goals?
At this time, I think, just supporting the department is what we really need, like you have been. We may be looking at in the future, because we have, such limited cost share funds, putting in some type of scoring system in which we will go through projects based on need and how much improvement we can get to the landscape by doing them. And that might be, and that'll be the way we choose which projects get cost shared. And I could see maybe some landowners pushing back if they don't rank high enough. And like I said, and that's where, support from the committee that we're making good choices based on what the landscape needs would be beneficial.
Any more questions for Tim?
What was that motion, to approve the plan or to approve presenting the plan and the PowerPoint?
I think both, correct?
I would say both.
Both? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Motion's been made and seconded. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor? Aye. Me. Motion carried. And I have.
Yep, and then we have letter F. As part of the presentation that we've given here today, we do need to again make this to the Land Water Conservation Board. At that presentation, we'd also need a member of this committee to act as that representative agent. So I am looking for some type of designee from this committee to be in attendance, be it a Zoom attendance at that meeting, which would be on Tuesday, April 6th at 9 a.m.
I have volunteered to be there. Anybody else want to show up?
I'll be out of town.
Okay.
How long does it last?
I don't know. Jay, how long will it last?
Usually about 2 to 3 hours.
Potentially 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
Well, work.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I would volunteer if we want to have a motion for me to represent the Land Water Forest Resources Committee.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Paulson.
Thank you. All right, motion's been made and seconded to recommend me to be part of the presentation. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, opposed, nay? Motion carries. Jay, do you have anything else?
Well, that was kind of part of the county report, giving kind of that larger overview of kind of what conservation department does here for Sawyer County and what we've, done for the last 5 and what we want to do for the next 5.
Okay. Any more comments? Is there a USDA representative on?
This is the right.
Okay, so if not, we've got their written report. If we have any questions on their written report. Okay. Brian, do you have an LCO report?
Well, I mean, I can just jot some things down here real quick, but, or highlight some things that we've been doing, but I just want to say it's good to be back in this committee. I always look forward to this committee because it goes hand in hand with my job at LCO Conservation. This time of year is typically our administrative time. We do a lot of grant writing. We do have some projects going on here that should have an impact on the reservation. Come this fall, we're currently reconditioning our cranberry marsh beds. We want the beds to be more conducive for converting it over to wild rice. Our LCO Community College just received a grant through the USDA for hemp research. Now we're partnering with UW-Madison, and so we'll have a pilot research project going on hemp. As Don stated, we've had a lot of snowmobilers out there. We're trying to deal with some of the enforcement issues with it. We got a lot of snowmobiles, both tribal and non-tribal, going down our bike paths. So that's always fun. Other than that, a lot of grant writing and stuff. So that's about it.
Brian, I gotta say, well, I'm glad personally to have you back on this committee. You add a lot and you're a very sage thinker.
Brian, that comes from all this committee, and welcome back to the county board. It's good to have you back.
Oh, thank you. I only had to have Tweed twist my arm somewhat, so. But yeah, no, I'm glad to be back.
Okay, are there any other items or topics for discussion? Okay. All right, this committee is adjourned.